Right, episode will be a kwaba fambra 2 kenis and blossom with YouTube so I say episode for yaba as usual and some ahodwa e course our Ghana say no and the best here for any tea for you and episode no say no Kelvin Taylor Sembi about betuda na some can you say on the was in a near prepare ye any bresem a biunso no sounds of the cocobo ma easy nina say a year after election you know you say easy as so a recollection be now only the small person catch and say enu ya no on first seat ni nyina emfam NDC for or see your one constituencies be abusua be kwa kweti nyina from Kelvin Taylor see emfa ni nyina ma NDC for enu ya enye sa ya hwi na say omko declare NPP for so ma win e some seats enye papa na the same no ka say no 5 seats akọ e dia ama NPP for a chese ama Kelvin Taylor ono ne bofu pay or so one dey on twen ema easy enye saa nyoma wo ye ni sisi no na bisua me pesem kasebet nte beko ni akwa kwiti sa constituency si ene ensama hodo a chese Kelvin Taylor e de aba betudwan e de aba
Nana Dankwa Kufuado and the EC, they know for a fact. Say, the NDC, out of these 9 constituencies, they have won majority of them. They know. Obuasi East, NDC won it. Domiko Abenya, NDC has won it. In Sawo Medwejiri, NDC won it. Tema Central, NDC won it. Okaikwe, they know NDC won these seats. But they don't care. And what is making them so confident? What is making them so confident is because they believe what they did in 2020. That fear. Sa adieno mo in 2020 no. Sa ehuno. They believe say we are still living with it. And that is what is making Ekufuado more confident. Making Bawumia more confident that they can still do this again. That is the thing. Because they believe that this they did in 2020, they can do it again, and nobody in Ghana can stop them from committing those crimes again. Na say hono njintu abetu aba court no. The abetu aba court say is no at the end of the day, omo kwan ma obi challenge, because at the end of the day, the EC Nankasa cannot provide an evidence to support the claim, say, almost respective district officers and now returning officers in their respective constituencies, no, they were under attack or beaten or duress, that they could not lift anybody's hand or they did not have the right sense, or they were not in their right senses to make a declaration. The EC till date, they have not been able to do that. It means whatever happened there was legit. So the court is not even supposed to come in. If the EC are able to tell us with evidence beyond reasonable doubt, and it's an NDC for catch the EC say, time of confusion is starting now. Declaration area problem no. Or catch the EC say call an IPAC meeting. Call an IPAC meeting and let everybody put their grievance before you. Because you are the returning officer. It is anka call IPAC meeting na. Hono anka NDC betum the evidence actually no. Na NPP the ombre evidence actually no. Ono na ye EC no we decided. But because on him say the NDC did not have, the MPP did not have. No him say MPP for the evidence to prove say yet the respective returning officers in those 9 constituencies, no, they were not under duress, they were not being beaten. The EC itself did not have evidence to prove, say, the returning officers in their respective constituencies were beaten or under duress. No? That is why J. Mensah, when the NDC called immediately for an IPAC, no, she ignored it. Because there was a plan to ignore, have an oversight, or put it on the other side of everything that we're doing. Because the moment she opened herself up for IPAC, it will be an evidence-based meeting. And from day one, they had always wanted to rig these elections. And also, say baby a problem ni free. Mr. S. And also will be free. From the day to about 2-3 days, the NDC can say we need an IPAC meeting because what is happening now is wrong. The EC did not do it. Momusa EC I didn't know IPAC because Kenya be no TV, so we would see the evidence being displayed to say none of the returning officers has been harmed. We will see on TV say the returning officers obienwa bono, but because the EC knew that NDC had a lot of evidence to make their case that they have won, she did not call the IPAC meeting. Quickly, she came out to tell Ghana for say, you know something, a year election coalition in 9 constituencies, no, we came on Jintum. The same time, no, na asamna okan wasamna, it is in court. Na NDC were court. But Osabu court mrano so, and Osa taking decision say, a year results, no, she does not uphold the result. But so we see Jane Mensah every day or say she does not decide who becomes president or MP. Then it means the law decides it. So if the law decides it, and the law from CI 127 clearly states what will make somebody be declared as an MP and be invalidated, you know, then it means say whatever happened at the police station the first day, you know, is what we all should recognize. Because Debbie Okasa, or say the Electoral Commission is not the one who is supposed to choose president or parliamentarian. The law chooses parliamentarians for us, not the Electoral Commission. And that is a distinction some people don't know. Jemensa cannot decide for us who is our MP. The law will decide, and the law is what guided or has been guiding electoral officers or returning officers to declare when coalition is done. It is the law that decides or gives us a legitimate member of parliament or a president. In the West Stadia, when she's reading the presidential results, she tells you that the law gives her the right as the returning officer. Without the law making her the returning officer, Jane Mensah cannot make anybody president or announce that this person has officially won the elections. Critically looking at what we are seeing, the law after the day of elections, the law decided who won in Sanwem, and the law was what guided the returning officer to declare the NDC as winners. It was the same CI 127, the same law that gave that returning officer the power to say that Domi Kwabenya, the NDC candidate, won. The same applies to Obuasi East. So she does not have the right to take her own decision and decide, say, I am the EC board, so I do not recognize this law. The law took effect. The law was exhausted at the coalition centers. Because the law is bigger than Jane Mensah. You see, say in 2020, right after the election, you can say Jane Mensah embra dakem as the electoral commissioner. The end to know say when they win the election, or say the electoral commission is a body and she's part of the body. So she's not going to step out as an individual. But today, she's telling you that she, being the chair of the EC, she is telling Ghanaians that she has the authority to stop every day the 9 constituencies from declaring who is their MP. You see the double standards here. Time and friends from that came in 2020, or say the EC was sued and that it wasn't her. Today, she's using her authority over the law that is binding all of us. The law that is basically making this election. Or tia emranaso eteke on one decision amaye. You see the double standards. And then I catch say, all that is happening today, the electoral commissioner, Jane Mensah, on the Bossman Asari, problem in the first place. They did it. Because there was no crime. No crime was committed from the beginning. They forced a crime on us. And a crime committee, and a committee crime, election. In Sawem Adwejiri, no electoral commission person has brought a doctor's report out that they were attacked. Till date, Domi Kwabenya, nobody has come from there saying, no, or you're representative of the electoral commissioner, you're attacking, you're bono, they were under duress, they were being threatened. No documentation to prove to us, say, that is why they could not declare the results. Obuasi East, I've shown you the videos. You can go to Tema Central, you can go to Okaikwe. You can see clearly that it is a deliberate move to distract this democracy. Now, they have pushed us to the point where Ghanaians are not reacting because majority of us to Abano. We have seen it say our democracy is more important than than what Akufo-Addo, J. Mensah, and the rest of the people want to do. And it's a West Steady Ghana for power. We are all quiet because we just want to go or to move all the way to the 7th of January. Na yen swear John Mahama in. Majority of Ghanaians, that is what is in your heart. Majority of Ghanaians watching me tonight. The reason why all that is happening, people are angry and they are not reacting is because they just want to get to that point where total power will be taken away from Akufo-Addo. And you see, we have gotten to that point where it's murky. Bonica said it is murkier. Baby, I do know. It is say, ucha eye edua etare eboho. So ucha likesia at the end of the day, edua na ucha no ucha o, and so sika na wudi che dua no na sika na eboho ne se sika na no. Inti, it has become very murky, and that is the advantage Akufo-Addo wants to take. When you go out today and protest against what J. Mensah and the EC are doing, you give Akufo-Addo the room to say there's too much chaos in the country. State of the nation 1 month. That means we will not be able to swear in John Mahama. That is one. When you sit back to and allow Akufo-Addo to suppress Ghanaians and destroy our democracy, he will take advantage of us, and at the end of the day, we will lose the democracy. What do you do? And then our person will hear as a young Ghanaian. When you go out there to protect your ballot, which you have to, which is a fact, which is a must, which is something every Ghanaian needs to do, you don't also want Akufo-Addo, who is now president, to take advantage of that and say, there are so many people on the street, they want to kill the EC boss, they want to attack the EC office. Into right now, state of emergency. We cannot do anything in the public for a whole 1 month. It affects the inauguration coming. You don't also want Akufo-Addo to take your rights from you, because yetu abano nipa bi wuye, yetu abano nipa bi ebreye, yetu abano emra a ebo omai we ho braka kire say we have the right to elect our leaders. You know you have voted for somebody who has won. You don't want anybody to take that too from you. So what do? You have to go and protect your democracy. That is what you can do. You need to go and protect the democracy that at the end of the day, protect the democracy. So as a young person watching me, what do you want to do? You have to get more angrier. The same military that you were expecting to protect you is the same military that Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo is using against you. A letter was released by the Ghana Police Service this afternoon. And the letter, we'll be talking about it. But we believed in one thing. The judiciary, the military, the police, and said these agencies, state institutions are there for us. And if not for us, the individuals, just for this country's protection. So today, the EC commits a crime. Jubilee House sits down and says, let's use the court. The court that is supposed to protect us. So they go to the court and they find a judge who is also a father, a reverend father, who was made a judge in 2020 by Akufo-Addo. And then they say, go and sit on this case. Remember, Asema Esiwo court in there, that case was not for this judge to sit on. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the Chief Justice this morning, they changed the judge and the court for this judge to come sit on the case. This man is a Reverend Father Joseph Adu Owusu Ajiman. Or no enetina akunyum anopei. Or a Ghanani ufra santimemu. The NDC told him, say, oh yes, Nyaminipa, oh yes, Sofu, Akufo-Addo a judge. Wow, we are Sofu, I would say, Sebio, and the Atemudaba or ende, we are saying, Yankupon Buyatanya, who could do heaven. You expect God to show you evidence of Bonia Wudi, and Amewa. You expect God, when you saw a Roman father or a judge. You expect God, Memetier, Nyame Ephraim in there. On this show, no guy Kelvin is on this show. and I go before God, I will expect God to show me evidence of the bad things I have done. So, God, as a just God, will not just tell you so without telling you what you have done. In court today, there was only one thing that the NDC they asked for in court. NDC for Busa judge was a judge. Asamesi wo Ghana oni enetia. Utie radio, uhe TV. Baby, out to abano, I am sure say you know what has even happened there. Asamna eda enimu hana sebi oye sitina so no uye Ghana ni first before a judge. NDC for said they want to show you evidence that the 9 constituencies, no returning officer was attacked during the declaration of the results. Nobody, Judge Ni, Etia Konyuma, and this worker said, this is the evidence. We want you to watch a video. This is not picture. When you written document, the NDC lawyers brought video evidence to prove to the judge, say, this is declaration. The declaration that was done. Jade Mensah is saying, sir, the returning officers of 9 constituencies, ya bro mo kuomo me ebikura ntumi home. And then this said, Jade Mensah is lying. There's video evidence to show, say, during the declaration, all the EC officials, none of them was under duress. Nobody was being beaten. They were not dragging anybody on the floor. None of them